Which is the best budget 4K action camera? It's one of the questions I'm getting most often. Well, here's an idea, the Apeman Trawo, something that was released in the early 2018. And now, an year later, we can make a summary whether this true 4K action camera with image stabilization in its highest resolution is worth buying right now in early 2019. Straight to the first couple of tests, the microphone quality and the electronic image stabilization. Keep in mind it's rather challenging environment over here, the lighting conditions. Sunshine mixed with the wood shadows, it's not really perfect. So apparently the image stabilization is not superb and not as good as GoPro Hero 7 or GoPro Hero 6 or even the SJ8 Pro. Concerning the audio quality, since there is no external microphone supported, I had to use this external lav mic, and I'm going to synchronize the audio with the video in post-production. And the embedded microphone's quality, I think you have a good chance to hear how it performs. Not perfect, but still quite something. In this review, I'll add as much as possible video samples. Most of them are shot in dynamic environment, but you will see some steady shots too. We will focus on the significant: price, build quality, design and packaging, menus and features, the smartphone app, and of course, the video quality. The Trawo is among the best budget-friendly action cams, offering native 4K resolution, good hardware, good software, many accessories, and I could say rather excellent support, and that is fitted within the $85 retail price, which is quite phenomenal. I've recently reviewed for you the Seabird 4K, mentioning it because it shows very similar qualities almost at the same price, but with a few different features. The Apeman Trawo arrives without a touchscreen, however it has a good number of excellent accessories and even this clamp, which costs about $10 if you order it separately. For the last 12 months, the price of the Trawo dropped by around $40. And the packaging now includes an extra bracket and a much more detailed set of instructions. Overall, it remains a competitive camera, which tries to steal from the glory and market of motos like the SJCAM SJ8 Plus, Firefly 8S and the Mijia 4K, and we can even compare it to the GoPro Hero 5. It would be unfair to really compete with Hero 6 or 7 Black, as the hardware of the latest GoPros is more powerful and it supports the remarkable 60 frames per second in 4K resolution alongside the awesome hypersmooth. But you can see that side by side, despite the obvious big stabilization difference, the quality of footage is comparable and even the bitrate is similar to what Hero 7 offers. In short, if you're not looking for the best-in-class stabilization and features, this sub-$100 device can be pretty good. Exploring the Apeman Trawo's packaging, you will remain with mostly positive impressions. It looks very nice. The unboxing experience is way above average. They managed to design their own shape and style, and we should congratulate Apeman for not being another one action cam manufacturer to copy GoPro. The camera is the first to be revealed out of the box, cozily staying in the waterproof case. Right next to it, a detailed user guide, and there's a box with many accessories. And as mentioned, the clamp mount is among my favorites, and it is a difference to the usual mounts being packed with other action cams. With my set, I was missing a bracket, a very important accessory, and it is being included with the units manufactured in 2019. Otherwise, your only option for using a tripod mounting is the waterproof case, and as you may guess, it makes things bulky and blocks the microphones. The build quality is good, plastic body, clicky buttons. Since there is no touchscreen, it is important the buttons and overall navigation to be convenient, and I can confirm that they are. Switching between modes happens quickly, and the settings are available from one main settings menu, and if you get used to the list, you will be able to change the parameters that you want very quickly. The most significant disadvantage I can point to is the lack of a tripod mount, and this has reduced significantly my capabilities to shoot from exciting angles attached to a tripod. This is why the availability of bracket is so important to me, and thumbs up to Apeman for including it as a standard accessory now. Since my package is older, I unfortunately don't have it. Hardware is very good, high silicon chipset, 16 megapixel Panasonic sensor, f/1.8 aperture and 170 degrees field of view powered by 1350 mAh battery. Sounds good. So let's explore these menus. The modes can be switched using short press of the power button and the settings are 3 clicks away. You have a lot of good options. Switching the resolutions, 4K, 2.5K, 1080p and up to 60 frames per second. There's a higher frame rate only with the 720p for slow motion, but well, it doesn't look too good. There are a few photo configuration options, time-lapse modes, even angle adjustment is available. I don't like it too much as it results in software zoom and this leads to worse image quality. Oh yes, it does offer digital zoom, but overall I avoid using such with action cams as the only effect you will notice is worse image quality. Exposure controls, ISO up to 1600, white balance and scene selection. These are the 4 ways to manually improve the quality of the video. There's an option to rotate by 180 degrees and that's it more or less. Oh, quite fancy sounds too when powering off and on. Maybe a touch screen was about to be a good addition, but the menu navigation is very convenient even with just buttons, and this is a great advantage especially underwater. Oh, and there's a dedicated mode for shooting underwater. Since a wireless function is there, we can count on a smartphone app. It's just alright. Low rating in Play Store. However, no freezing and overall problem-free usage, at least for me. It is rather tidy. You can change most of the camera settings and I didn't notice any significant issues with it. No possibility to update the firmware from there though. I did this manually via the micro SD card. In fact, I managed to software brick my unit because I interrupted the firmware update accidentally. The good news is that you can start the procedure over by simply taking the battery out and then powering on the camera, and it was all automatically fixed after just 5 minutes. So on top of the good features so far, it is quite hard to softwarely brick if you mess around with the firmware. As for video quality, being not a great fan of this particular Panasonic sensor, I can say that it actually performs remarkably well inside the Trawo. The video quality is excellent, accurate colors, acceptable dynamic range, very good low light performance, and it is hard to find serious limitations or shortcomings. It is a very capable camera which can well challenge the GoPro Hero 5 at almost 1/3 of the price, so certainly a moto to be considered if you're looking for a very good action camera. I've had good results with each one of the shooting modes, however because of the lack of a tripod mount I didn't shoot that many time-lapse videos as I wanted to. Bitrates are around 64 megabit in 4K, 30 megabit in 1080p 60 frames per second and about half of that for the 30 frames per second, and the battery life was decent, up to an hour of shooting. 1 year later, the Apeman Trawo seems to be better than ever. Wow, this sounds like an iPhone app, doesn't it? Well, you get better accessories, better user manual, firmware updates from time to time, durable design, and a company that seems to listen to community feedback. The Chinese company is running most of their business via Amazon, another reason to buy the Trawo model with confidence. When it comes to choosing a new gadget, I believe there are 2 things that stay above everything else. First, you need to really like it, and secondly, the user experience, because if it is not good enough, then the most capable hardware could become useless. So choose wisely. That's been all for this episode. You are the greatest audience in the world, and thank you so much for the overwhelming support so far. My name is Michael, and I'll have the pleasure to meet you here again in the next episode. Adios!